Is Felger and Mazz your favorite afternoon show?
Yes, 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 yes.
Felger and Mazz.
They make 19 threes. And the Celtics and Sixers, who have staged springtime legendary playoff basketball over the decades, have another one cooking. We are even at a game apiece, headed to South Philly. The final score in Game 2, Philadelphia 111, Boston 97.
I found it interesting that Grandy mentioned there the three-pointers that were made for the Sixers last night, yet he didn't mention the three-pointers that were missed for the Celtics. What would you say was the story of that? I guess both were the story of that game.
Yeah.
But what was the bigger of the two? The fact you missed 37 out of 50 that you took?
I think that was a franchise record.
Which 50?
Which for them, meaning, I think it was the record for most misses or something like that. Second most in franchise history. We have another cut coming up. Well, you'll hear it. So I don't know. Anyway, you tell me what was the bigger story. The way the Celtics played or the way the Sixers played? What do you think, Murray?
Well, I think it's the way that the Celtics played. So this one I got caught up with this morning. Although, checking in on it, just looking at at my phone with the scores, I was like, oh, because I figured there was going to be a blowout. I really didn't have to pay that much attention to the Celtics last night. But having watched it this morning, it was like watching them at their worst against the Knicks in the postseason last year. It was the same suck philosophy and what makes them unwatchable at times, and they get in their own way. It's jack-up threes and too much ISO with Tatum. And Tatum taking shots with a few seconds off the shot clock. I hated it. I hated everything about it. It's so stupid that they played their worst selves last night. Credit to Edgecombe, and he was leaving at times because of injury, and Maxi's a nice, frisky little player, but this should be a sweep. If you lost one there, fine, it happens. You can lose focus, it happens. That's the NBA playoffs. That last night at home, that's embarrassing.
I'm with Murray. I mean, this is the flaw in the Celtics. They start to believe their own bullcrap. So they blew them out in Game 1. So now they think this thing's a piece of cake. We're going to kill them. And they had a nice little run in the first quarter last night where they ripped off, I think, 13 points in a row or something like that. They went up 26-13, and I think they thought, same deal, we're going to run these guys right out of the building. Philly hit back. The rest of the way it was a game, and the Celtics didn't want to fight for it. So what did they do? They got lazy, and they started shooting threes out their ass again. They ended up with 50 of them. It was worse in the second half than it was in the first. The first half wasn't horrible. The second half was freaking laziness at both ends of the floor. They played it like it was a regular season game in January.
Well, a lot of people are pointing to the second quarter as where you lost it. You had that big lead. Philly outscores you by 11, I want to say, in that quarter. They did catch fire from behind the line. They were 8 of 11 from beyond the three-point line to catch you in that second quarter. Okay, so that happened. So they got hot. You cooled down. To me, that's not really the story of the game. You were down 8 points at half. Not the story of the game.
No, definitely not.
To me, the story of the game is, even despite that, you're allowed to take your foot off the pedal for a quarter.
Sure.
You're allowed to get outplayed by a quarter. The other side gets paid too. Maxi's good. George can hit. Edgecombe's good. Okay, they had a quarter. No big deal. I'm not getting on the Celtics for that. And they let go of the rope defensively. Okay, you're not going to have every quarter balls to the wall. I got it. I don't look at that second quarter. Here's what I look at, Mazz. 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Okay? So Philly has their spurt. Philly goes up. Philly feels like they're in command into that fourth quarter, and then you whittle it down. You whittle it down to a 2-point game. Jaylen Brown hit an elbow jumper with 6:23 left. That made it 91-89.
Yep.
Maxey came down, missed a three, and now the Celtics have the ball, buildings up, games in hand, 6 minutes left, 6+ minutes left. You're down 2. And as Murray just mentioned, this was where Tatum took an early shot clock 3 from the left wing that barely drew the front of the rim.
Hero ball.
And it was not close. It was, I want to say, with 15 seconds on the shot clock. And from there, Philly comes down. Maxey hits a 3 on a high screen from Drummond. Derek White comes down, misses a corner three. Philly comes back down. Maxey hits almost the exact same shot from the exact same spot on the floor after another high screen from Drummond. It was almost the exact same play in the exact same spot on the floor. And that's it. The 2-point game becomes an 8-point game. Celtics call timeout. They come out of the timeout. Apparently they draw up some kind of play because they do move the ball a little bit. Tatum throws it away, trying to get it to Keita in the lane.
It was a horrible pass.
Sixers go down the floor. Drummond tips in a follow-up on a Maxey miss, and now it's a 10-point game, and there's your ball game. That whatever that was, maybe a 2-minute sequence where you had...
They were in it. It was
that was it.
Game.
They were within 2 in the fourth quarter twice. They also did it at the 11-minute mark, and the same thing happened. Now, it wasn't exactly the same sequence of plays, but the point is Philly opened it up again.
Well, I mean, here. Well, let me tell you what. I didn't go back. I went back and watched this sequence because I was like, you're allowed to have bad quarters. That's not what decides the game. Now it's a 2-point game, and you're vastly superior than that other team. And you play this dumbass offense.
Yep.
That's triggered by Tatum. They are not at their best when it goes through Tatum. And this was another case of it. Before I go back to that first sequence, Mazz, the sequence I'm talking about, all was Tatum.
Yeah.
Again, after Maxey missed the three, it's your ball, 6 minutes left, Tatum, early shot clock three. The Derek White miss in the corner came off of a Tatum kick pass. He was pounding the ball into the floor, doing his ISO thing on the extended elbow, and then he turned around and skipped it all the way across the court to White for a three-pointer, which he missed. And then coming out of that timeout, Tatum threw it away, trying to get it to Keita in the lane. Tatum. So there was a game. That's the point that I look at. That would have me concerned. The Celtics haven't outgrown that. And, of course, the coach is not going to do anything because the coach is just not going to do anything. He wants them shooting three-pointers. So you fall into bad habits. You fall into lazy offensive habits. It goes through Tatum. The offense kind of bogs down. It is an exact repeat of what you saw last year.
100%. And in years even prior to that.
That should concern you. If not for this series, eventually. I'll say it. I said it all last year. I'll say it again. If that's the way you're going to play, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. I don't know who it's going to be against or when it's going to come, but that's going to get you beat. The ball should go through Brown. And 53 pointers on a night where you're shooting 26% is freaking stupid. But the coach is too obtuse and stubborn to change it. He's not going to change it. Brad's going to have to go back down and say something to him. But if no one's going to do anything and you're just going to keep playing that way, you're going to lose. If you're going to shoot 53 pointers a night, that's going to get you beat. And I'm telling you, I think it's sort of become clear this year that it's better off going through Brown than Tatum in these clutch moments.
Well, I couldn't agree with you more on that. And I think it gets worse when the situations get tight. All of a sudden now it's a tight game and you got to execute, and it becomes worse with Tatum, not better.
So that previous situation where you were down to, it was early in the fourth, Mazz. It was
11-minute mark.
11:06. Pritchard hit a step back to make it 84-82. George hit a step back to make it a 4-point game again. Derek White missed three-pointer, another one. Sixers come down, hit a three-pointer. Keita drew a foul, hit one of two. Jaylen Brown missed a three-pointer. And that was sort of that next sequence in there. So the three-point shots took you out of close games in here.
Mike, they took 22 shots in the fourth quarter. 16 of them were threes.
It's just stupid.
16.
It's just
and as you said, they got the game down to 2 twice. And the beauty of the first game was what? That they didn't take the threes. They kept taking those twos down by the whether they were 15 feet or cut or going to the rim or what have you. They took a crap ton of them.
The coach isn't going to correct it. He's not
definitely.
He's not capable. He doesn't believe in it, and he's stubborn, and we've seen it before. He's just going to let that happen. So it's up to Stevens to get to someone in these off days, or the players to take it upon themselves. To use an analogy from today, to have the goalie call the timeout himself because the coach is asleep at the wheel.
Good one.
Thank you. That's what's going to have to happen with the Celtics. And no one here locally is going to call them out or bring it to their attention. The Celtics writers have been instructed to lay off the three-point thing, so the Celtics writers and media do what the team tells them to do, and so they've laid off the three-point thing. So it's not going to come from the media unless Washburn decides to do something. So it's going to have to be Brad or the players themselves. If they play like that, I told you this last year, I stand by it. If they play like that, they're going to lose. And I just don't mean shooting 26% from beyond the line. I mean shooting 53-pointers from beyond the line and putting the ball in Tatum's hands routinely in these late-game situations. And obviously the defense is an issue too. They gave up way too many open three-point looks. But I think it starts with their offense. Well, there's two things. They play this drop coverage. This is a little bit more of a technical thing that you need someone to really sort of, bore down on the details of that. But they get torched routinely on these high screen and rolls because they're playing underneath.
Yep.
Which is ridiculous when it's Drummond because he's not a shot threat. But they were still getting tushed on those plays with Drummond out there. When it's, Towns and Brunson kill you on it. If Embiid was playing, he can stop and pop that shot. Mm-hmm. Like, it's a whole different thing. Never mind if it's Jokic and Murray or, if you get to that next thing. I'm just saying, like, that's a set that's just a little simple action that kills them routinely.
They made a comment about it during the game too, that they kept dropping on those pick and rolls. They kept playing underneath, and they're letting Philly shoot from the outside, and Philly shot almost 50% from 3-point.
So it's partly scheme, but I think the defense really is a function of the shots not going down on the other end. You hear this all the time. I think it's true. A lot of teams probably do it. They get frustrated that the shots aren't falling, and so they let go of the rope on the other end. Happens all the time. Happens to you a lot, especially because you're shooting from 25 feet from the basket.
See, I like to look at the game the other way, which is the offense gets easier if you actually play better defense at night, but you're taking twos. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You get in transition and you're getting easy buckets. So now look, the point is ultimately it's both. So, because their defense was lazy last night too. They didn't play defense. But I'm more concerned about I'm sort of the philosophy and the state of mind. They just, man, you give this team a whiff of success and they let it go right to their freaking heads.
Thought they had maybe outgrown that, but apparently not. And I thought they had outgrown that ridiculous dopey play style. But they haven't. So there's a Celtics thought for you. Mix it all together, I promise. Your calls on everything right after these words. Go back to the phones for the 5 o'clock hour, Mazz, unless you have a fresh thought for us.
God, no.
Felger and Mazz, 98.5 Sports Hub.
My goodness, a stunner at the Garden. We know the Celtics are a volume shooting team from deep, but last night Boston missed 37 threes, second most misses in a playoff game in team history. They missed 26 open three shots and only made just one single three-point shot over the final 3.5 minutes of the game. Back here with Vince and K. Perk. Was this really just a bad game here for the Celtics or a bad sign for Boston in the playoffs?
Yes. Yes, that's the answer. The answer is both, because here's why. Whenever we have talked about Celtic deficiencies in the last 3 postseasons, it has been they fought in love too much with the three-point shot. And it happened in the series against the Knicks where they got big leads and then gave it up because they fell in love. And last night they fell in love. You know what they tell you, don't fall in love. Just keep it for a little while. That's what happened last night. Perk, you have had your criticism of the Celtics. You cannot give up 50% shooting from 3 and then take 55% of your shots for three-point range. You got to have some diversity in your offense. The Celtics did not last night, and that can come back to bite them next round.
Turn on national commentary on the Celtics, and a lot of it goes to like an obvious thing. They shoot too many threes. When they go bad, they shoot too many threes. It's like so obvious. When someone looks at it from the outside, it's like they had the second most misses from beyond the three-point line in team history last night. The obvious lead. It's the story.
I thought they had gotten by it.
But this is a media thing. How in the bag the Celtics media is? Has anyone written or mentioned it locally?
No.
No. Because they were told not to. And so they just do as they're told. Like they were literally told not to. And so they don't. So you have to go to national commentary to get like the most obvious takeaway from the game. And that is that offensive play style is a killer for them. And it just blows me away how obvious it is when they go bad and fall into it was that those first 2 games against the Knicks, Mazz, last year in the playoffs. They shot 100 3-pointers.
It's ridiculous.
And shot 25% from beyond the line. Mm-hmm. In this game, they shot 50 3-pointers and shot 26% from beyond the line. It was like the exact same thing.
Keep chucking them up there.
So I just amazed at the piss-ass poor Celtics coverage in this town short of Washburn. Yeah, you just can't point out the obvious because the team has browbeat you into not mentioning it.
I mean, that part of it, like...
That just bothers me. But the more important thing is that they keep playing that way. How do they keep playing that way?
No, you're not wrong to be bothered by it. Like, this is becoming an epidemic, which I'll add to momentarily. But the whole idea that, well, don't ask us about this. Why do you get to decide? So the answer to the team should be, you don't get to decide. We ask you whatever the hell we want. You can answer it however you want. Do we tell you how to answer the effing questions? No, we don't. Answer them however you want. But we're going to ask them.
Nope. That's not the way it goes here.
So that one goes like, I find that to be appalling.
It is.
I'm insulted as a member of the media once they start to tell me what I can and cannot ask.
You should be.
Go F yourself. Seriously, go F off. You don't decide.
The Celtics apparently do.
Oh my gosh, it drives me bananas.
But you all have eyes. You see what happens, and that happened. All right, back to your phones on everything. John in Canton. Go ahead, John. Hello, John. Fire Cora and give the manager role to blank. Who do you think he's calling about?
Jason Varitek.
Time of the first Varitek call, even though he fell asleep on the phone. 3:26 in the afternoon.
April 22nd.
Do you think that Varitek as manager changes the dynamic on this team?
No. I mean, look.
Do you think anyone is manager?
Let me rephrase. Yes. Yeah, it changes the dynamic, yes. But does it change the fundamental problem? No. So, taking out Cora and bringing in a new personality will change the dynamic. Yes, absolutely. But does it change what the core issues are? And my answer is no. So, again, look, given the way they want to run it, could Varitek be the manager of the team now? Sure, I guess. I've always said I don't know if he has the personality, to be the manager in Boston. I think part of the reason they like Cora is because Cora answers questions or engages with the media and takes bullets. Varitek is not going to be nearly as telegenic and, dare I say, marketable as Cora is. So they'll lose that. So, Mike, I don't think they want that. I think they want someone there that they think can sell the product.
Okay. But in terms of helping the baseball team, I think changing managers might wake them up.
Sure.
You get a sugar high like that thing you get from changing managers. I just don't know how it's going to get these guys to strike out, over the long haul, strike out less or field the baseball. I mean, those things are established before you get into the season.
Agreed.
So, change the manager. It's the roster is the issue. And I blame Cora for them just never being ready out of training camp. Well, that, what's the new guy going to do about that? Like, that's already happened. Mm-hmm. So, fire him or not, I just don't know how that really changes the dynamic. Bert in Berlin on the Bruins. Thanks for hanging on. Bert, what do you got?
Yeah, I was. The NBA did me a favor last night. I refused to sign up for yet another streaming service. I thought I had them all, but I don't. So I didn't get to see the Celtics. But the NHL exclusively last night for me, guys, I have no regrets. Ray Ferraro is a gem between the glass. So with that thick Canadian accent, they're doing their play-by-play. Third period, they go down to Ray after the timeout. They say, Ray, what did Sturm say to the team? He says, well, yeah, Sturm said, let's not panic, guys.
Yep.
I'm like, what? I mean,
do you ever see,
on.
Bert,
that's the last thing I want to hear.
Bert, you ever see Animal House?
Yes.
Okay, remember the Kevin Bacon? The Kevin Bacon
yes,
cameo? It was before he was famous.
Yeah.
Remain calm.
All is well.
All is well. That's Marco Sturm. He didn't even want to call the timeout. The goalie had to call it for him. Panic sandwich. Even in victory. Complete panic sandwich, that Bruins team. Andrew in Wakefield. Yes, Andrew.
Bacon got stampeded.
Yeah, complete panic sandwich. I think it was a good call to call the timeout, though, because around that same time, if you noticed, there was around 3.5 minutes left. There was a blocked shot and a stick broke, and then Elias Lindholm completely whiffed on the clear.
I remember this. I remember that sequence exactly.
Was that Hustadinov, I think?
No, I want to say it was Aspero. May have broken his stick. Someone broke his stick, and then I know the exact sequence you're talking about, Andrew. It was the exact same thing over again, where the bullets started flying.
I don't know if the timeout happened before or after that, but I think it helped out. And when you talk about a panic sandwich, Mason Lowry, every time that guy touches the puck in our own end, it's a turnover.
It's a grenade.
It's a live grenade. The pin's been pulled.
It's a live grenade.
Moment was too big for that kid last night.
The whole squad. They just when that pressure cooker heats up in the final 5 minutes, it is absolute North Shore adult diaper time.
Oh yeah, it's like a raw egg.
Brought to you by Mazz.
Crack.
Nate in the car. Go ahead, Nate.
Hey, I feel like last night was like a top-tier Felger blah night. I'm in Detroit. I'm trying to find the game. Realize I have to download Peacock, trying to find a free trial. So I'm not watching it. Number one, streaming. Number two, I'm watching the Bruins while I'm watching ESPN.com update on the Celtics, and I see just the output, just the score. Tatum missed 3. Vucevic missed 3. White missed 3. And I got to tell you, it's a special kind of suck when you can only see the outcome. You don't see the dribbling, the passing.
Well, you just see
miss 3 after miss 3.
You just see the dots. You ever just watch the dots? I get stuck watching dots.
Of course, yeah, sure.
Sometimes that's all you got.
I had a little difficulty getting the game online last night as well.
You get peacocked?
Yeah, I did. I got peacocked big time. Big time. So it took me a little while to finally figure it out. I had to try a different login and ultimately got through.
No, I like most people.
I thought I had Peacock.
I couldn't watch all 3. I was bouncing between. I just went back and watched that sequence because it's so the 3-point thing is one thing, but I think you also got Tatumed a little bit in that game in that fourth quarter. It really was sort of that sequence where you got it to 2.
It's a good observation.
Brown hit the elbow jumper, and then the next several possessions were kind of about Tatum. Tatum came right down with a chance to go ahead, and he took an early shot clock 3 that barely drew rim. Then he sort of triggered the offense on the next possession, skip pass to an open Derek White. I mean, it was a good look, but it was just another chuck and duck 3-pointer that missed. They got burned on that drop coverage, 2 straight possessions. Maxey hits 2 threes, so you bang the timeout. You come out of the timeout, and Tatum throws it away. And that was sort of another little reminder that I think that should be going through Brown at that time. And I think we all agree no one's worried about this series. I'm not worried about this series. It's not about this series. It's about when you watch these games in these early rounds, where are you vulnerable? What can come back to bite you? I mean, I watched the fourth quarter of the Knicks game the other night. I thought their offense totally bogged down too. They just gave it to Brunson and everyone just stood there. I'm like, well, that's going to catch up to them. Or Detroit can't get over. I didn't watch much of that game, but they don't have the scoring. It's like, well, that's going to catch up to you. And I see the Celtics last night and the way that they play, which we've all seen before. And it should have been apparent to you last year. If that's the way you want to play, it's going to catch up to you at some point. And that's sort of my takeaway. I don't know when it's going to happen, but that ain't going to win. You're not going to win shooting 53-pointers a night. You're not.
Mike, to your point, I gave you the total 3-point numbers in that fourth quarter. Hauser took 1 shot in the fourth quarter. It was a 3. Tatum took 3 shots in the fourth quarter. They were all 3s. Quaida, forget, because he doesn't shoot 3s. He only had 1 field goal. Derek White, 4 attempts, all 3s. Vucevic, 2 attempts, both 3-pointers. Pritchard's was a 2-pointer, and Jaylen Brown took 6 shots. Half of them were 2s. So, Brown is more inclined to play inside the line.
Should go through him when it matters. It should. Here's an update from Big Jim. We're back with more, with a lot going on here in Boston.
Remain calm. All is well. Felger and Mazz continue on the Sports Hub.
Yankees have them all loaded up.
That's going to be a violation for not waiting for Caballero to be alert. He had warned him the pitch previous.
Yeah, it had been warned. So that's a ball, and it's 1-1. Bellinger, Grichuk, and Chisholm.
He did it again.
He did. Anderson. Jones coming out to talk to him again. He wants to get this squared away. He's got the bases loaded.
Well, Caballero's getting in the box, and he's getting his foot set, but he's keeping his head down, and he's not looking at the pitcher.
So we count 2-1 now.
So the pitcher can't really come set until the hitter is alert, meaning looking out to the mound. So he steps in here. The head is down. He is not alert yet. Still isn't. Now he is.
And he's got a 3-1. But now the 2 violations, the count's 3-1 with the bases jammed.
Has to be alert at 8 seconds, too. You can't sit down there all day long.
He's got it down, too. He's got it down to right at 8 seconds,
He's
man.
pretty much spun every time at 8. At one time, maybe he was at 7. He could have given him a strike right back at him, but...
So then flipping back and forth, this is what I came across in the middle of that Red Sox game. Did you see this with this?
I did.
Yeah.
What the hell was that? Did they teach him how to play over there?
It's again, he had his head down.
He didn't understand the rules with the pitch clock?
Had his head down. Caballero baited him, and he fell for it.
I thought it was twice. And the ump kept coming out and saying,
you got to look.
Didn't the ump come out so point to his eyes like, hello?
The ump gave him a warning, and then he violated him twice.
Jesus. Unbelievable.
Wake up.
Unbelievable.
They have the pitch clock in the minors, yes? The same rules, right?
Oh, sure.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Well, is that kid out to lunch?
Yep, totally, 100%.
So it's like a small little thing, but it just sort of, it's the aesthetic of it, Mazz. The aesthetic of your Boston Red Sox.
They're a team that doesn't feel or look like they know what the hell that they're doing. And
About
this is
anything.
Yeah, right. And this is further proof of that.
So that's just, again, it was a little sidebar thing, but my God, pay attention. Nothing worse than someone that's not paying attention. You want to talk about something that goes up my ass, brought to you by North Shore Adult Diapers, is people who aren't paying attention. I don't care if you're nice, mean, or anywhere in between. I don't care where you are on any spectrum, on anything. You could be anything you want to be. If you're not paying attention, wake up. Just pay attention.
I'm guilty of this a lot.
Oh, my God. I cannot handle not paying attention. If you make a mistake, if you do it right, you do it wrong. I understand. We all do the wrong thing. But not paying attention, not being ready to go, oh, my God, just pay attention. Or go home and take a nap. Get off the street. Get out of my face. Go home. If you're just going to sit there with your mouth open and just sort of daze, go somewhere else and get out of our way. Pay attention. In a store, behind a counter, behind the wheel, walking down the street, at work or at home, at business or at play. Just pay attention. It's all I ask. Pay attention. Because I'm paying attention. I pay attention. I may do the wrong thing. I do it a lot. I make mistakes. I may not be that nice of a guy sometimes, but I'm paying attention. Just pay attention. And so that pitcher's just sitting there with his head down and thumb up his ass, and the umpire's coming out like, wake up, pay attention. Oh my God, nothing drives me crazier than that. Pay attention. It's just a little snapshot of it. But it's just like a little encapsulation of where the Red Sox are right now. Out to lunch.
Definitely.
Stone and Natick. Yes, Stone.
The only teams that emphasize pitching and defense are teams that know their lineup is atrocious.
Yep.
And except the difference with the Red Sox is they suck at pretty much everything. Your thoughts?
Yeah, no, that's it. They don't teach it at the minor league level.
No, it's true.
I mean, when I say pitching and defense, small ball or contact hitting or things like that, they teach launch angle and putting the ball in the air. Yep, they get to the major league level, and because the owner doesn't want to spend and the GM really doesn't know what he's doing, they're not equipped to put the ball in the air or play for launch angle. So now they have to play contact and play small ball, except that's not emphasized anywhere throughout the organization. It's never been in the DNA of this organization, ever. But now when they get to the final stage in the big leagues, all of a sudden they're asked to play that way. Well, no wonder they can't. They're not equipped to.
Correct. And then the other thing is, let's call it for what it is. Okay, it's a marketing scam. They want you to think they still have a chance to win when they F the building of the team or the construction of the team. They know they don't have any power, and all of a sudden they're not going to be able to score. They have no margin for error, so they try to sell you run prevention.
And defense is the same thing. The guys come up to the major leagues not knowing how to play defense. You've talked about it. Jaron Duran didn't know how to track a fly ball when he got here. Roman Anthony didn't know how to get down on a knee and corral a outfield grounder. And he doesn't know how to throw. On and on and on. So they don't really emphasize those small little things all the way up through. Yet when they get here, it's the only way they can win. So they say, now you have to play this way. And small wonder, they don't know how to play that way.
It's so sad. Really. Look, I think it's industry-wide. It's not just the Red Sox. But they seem to be the worst at it. So, because their guys get here and don't have a freaking clue.
Matt in Middleborough on the Celtics. Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, you got to give Marco Sturm that memo on paying attention. But
good one.
I was going to say 2 questions. So is the Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum thing at the end of games, is that just, am I naive to expect them to take over at some point? And then in a related issue, the 3-point issue is also sort of a game strategy, game management, adapting to the scenario. Are they missing too many threes and not adapting, or are they?
No, they're told to take open threes, so they take open threes because statistically, the analysts have determined that that's the most efficient shot. Yet when human beings are actually playing it in a high-pressure environment, an open three is still not that efficient of a shot. But the nerds don't want to acknowledge it, is what that comes down to. Like, most of their 3 misses from threes were open threes. So Joe, because he's just an automaton, Joe Mazzulla will say, well, that's an efficient shot. You're supposed to take that shot. They were open looks. They were good looks. We're trying to find good looks. Except when the good look is 25 feet from the basket, and now a team's boring down on you in the fourth quarter of a playoff game, it's not as easy as it is on your spreadsheet.
Correct.
But they just don't, the analyst doesn't draw that connection. He just looks at the numbers, the data of the percentage of an open three. And so that's why they take them.
They also don't equate that Derek White's ice cold and has been at stretches for this year. They just don't equate that. So even if he's wide open, he'll shoot his way out of it. They probably didn't even equate that. They just want him to take that shot.
How often do they tell you that we encourage him to keep shooting?
Yeah,
all the time.
Shoot your way out of it.
Yeah, all the time. And by the way, I keep saying to you that 16 of their 22 shots in the fourth quarter were threes. 16. What I also should add, not one free throw. Not one. So they sat out on the line.
Cada didn't get to the line?
Nope.
Go ahead.
No, they sat out there and then, again, shot it out of their ass for the whole fourth quarter and didn't attempt a single free throw in the fourth quarter. That's funny.
So I have, you're right, no free throw attempts.
0. Didn't get to the line once because nobody went to the basket. Brown, again, took 3 shots inside the line.
Because they're all just standing out on the line.
Right. Not a single free throw.
So it's happening again.
They were within 2 at the 11-minute mark. They were within 2 at the 6-minute mark. They lost by 14. Do that math for me.
It's which time we just shoot 3-pointers.
Open cheeks, insert head.
Especially when you're not hitting. Like I get if you're hot. Yeah, okay, like that makes sense. But when you're not, the coach doesn't stop it and say, okay, we're going to do this. That's not working. We'll do that. That's not there. So I don't know what Mazzulla does really in those kind of games.
But the thing that does blow me away now about it, because we've seen it before, the other night they played inside the line, and they've been doing it a lot lately. Now they had the game where none of the starters played. I don't remember who the hell they played. Orlando at the end. Okay, they took a lot of threes, but there was a scrub game. None of the starters were in there. Fine. But the other times that they've been together, Tatum and Brown, they've been playing some of their best basketball of the year. Last night, it's like they went back 4 years ago.
They just relapsed. And if the coach was on it and was so stubborn or had a feel for the game, he'd put a stop to it. But he doesn't. It just they get going down that hill and it doesn't stop. Long commercial-free segment is next. We have receivers on the big board. We'll do a quick toss.
Yeah.
Then get back to your phones on everything. Don't go anywhere.
Whee! Goalie fight.
Felger.
Whee! Look at the goalie fight.
Oh,
Mazz.
oh my God.
Murray.
He sucks in the playoffs.
That's great. No.
98.5.
Wonderful. Good.
The Sports Hub.
Nice shot, Mazz. And you keep wrecking up.
Really humming.
Same spot.
Yeah.
The same spot. I hit that clip. It's just to the left of the clip.
Sure. Hakeem Harry?
Oh, N'Keal Harry.
Nikhil?
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
I think
Nikhil. I'm sorry, Nikhil.
Yeah.
Nikhil in this case is spelled N''Keal. Nikhil.
Who's he play for?
N'Keal Harry's from Arizona State, Mazz. He goes at 6'3" and 5/8.
Oh, they could use some size with the Lilliputians they have.
6'3" and 5/8, 216 pounds. Strong points. Harry has great size with long arms.
Oh, great.
Well-built and strong explosive athlete with speed, quick feet, change of direction, flexibility, and body control.
Downside, can't catch the ball.
Weak points. Weak points. He's fast, but not in the 4.3 range fast. I don't care about that.
I mean,
if he isn't the primary, there are times Harry doesn't give maximum effort. Okay, welcome to the wide receiver position.
Typical receiver.
Yep. He did not play in Arizona State's bowl game because he sat out. Good for him.
Yeah, who wants to?
Makes him smart. Put him on the board. I think we have a chance there.
Or selfish.
N'Keal Harry out of Arizona State. Put him on the Felger and Mazz big board.
N'Keal.
With the 32nd pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, the New England Patriots select N'Keal Harry, wide receiver, Arizona State.
We don't tell you if they're any good. We just tell you if they're going to take them. Perhaps no better example than N'Keal Harry. He was a Felger and Mazz big board hit. The Peterson School is a presenting sponsor of the Felger and Mazz big board. The Peterson School is drafting instructors for all locations. If you're an expert in your trade and want to share your knowledge, please visit petersonschool.com. Our Lindy Sports Annual is up on the whiteboard. Receivers, getting down to the nitty-gritty, Mazz. Getting down to it. Only 2 more days left of the big board. Receivers today, quarterbacks tomorrow. I think they'll be drafting both positions, frankly. So we got our Nerf balls. We got the markers on the nose of the Nerf ball. We got the magazine pinned to the board, as you can see right here if you're watching on the simulcast. We're going to check from across the studio. Where it lands is where it lands. Murray, you go first.
Right. See if we can get the next bum.
I'm going to try to sink the pink. We got pink here.
Oh, whoa. They left a mark, though.
It did on the whiteboard. That would be Jermaine Bernard of Alabama.
They call him Saint.
Never heard of him.
Me neither.
We're going to get one here. I like this category.
You do, Mazz?
Yeah, I do. I like our chances.
Okay, Mazz.
Okay, here we go. I'm throwing the black marker again. It's been lucky for me.
Got a black magic marker.
Oh my God.
Low.
So bad. It was really low.
Was this Rorschach? Yeah.
That sucked. That was horrible. I agree.
Well, it's you threw it right below the picture of Casey Concepcion.
The board knows.
Barth is now removing his pants.
There's been some linkage there, hasn't there?
Yeah.
Your throws have sucked today.
Well, apparently not.
Well, okay, Murray. Go ahead. Could you please hit the magazine?
I'm going to try this big black one, too.
Got a black magic marker.
Oh, nice throw, Murray.
Got him.
Bam. That was a good shot. That was such a good shot. You've blotted out the last name.
Good.
That might have been the best throw of the season.
Mystery wide receiver.
Chase Robert, R-O-B-E.
Who could it be?
Is it Chase Roberts from BYU?
He blotted out the school name. It is Chase Roberts because his right up they are talking Roberts.
All right, then
Go
that's
ahead.
who it is.
Someone talk.
Barth knew.
Someone talk.
How much of a need is wide receiver? How much do you trust them to take a wide receiver that can actually play?
Chase Roberts. I want to see how big this kid is.
Because if it's the second thing, it's not much. They've taken a wide receiver, by the way, in 5 straight drafts. 5 straight?
I still don't trust him. Belichick is long gone.
Yeah, but there's still some of the geeks in that room.
That's what I was about to say. Even though Belichick's long gone, Murray, not to steal your thunder, the DNA of Belichick's suck drafting apparatus.
At that position specifically,
at that position is still there. It's like it's still in the walls, in the water, or it's just the personnel. It's Matt Groh or Elliot. Well, it's whatever. It's
Matt Groh specifically who I'm thinking of because he was so, cocksure about, you want to get fast guys. Tyquan Thornton. And that's now going back, 4 years now? They don't know what the hell that they're doing in terms of trying to find a guy at that position when they're drafting high. If they take someone 5th round, okay, you might hit in later rounds. I don't want them taking a wide receiver, I feel like, between rounds 1 and 3.
The stench of Belichick at receiver remains in this organization. I don't trust them to be able to pick a guy. I think Kyle Williams is the latest in the long line of bust receivers, and I don't trust any of these guys are going to be able to play either if they take them. But let's begin. Jermaine Bernard, Alabama. 6'1", 209, projected in the 3rd round, built more like a running back than a receiver. His body is designed to be used in a variety of alignments. Including tight to the line and out of the backfield. So powerful and refined as a blocker that Alabama would use him inline on run plays.
No kidding.
Shows nimble footwork on cornerbacks and curls, wasting no movement at the top of his routes. Weaknesses. Lacks the long speed to challenge defenses deep or separate with the ball in his hands. He should be able to bully corners in contested catch situations.
I would think Vinny's running some video here. He's kind of thick for a wide receiver.
I got ink splatter all over me.
This guy looks like a slot guy.
He says that route running can get more unrefined as the breaks extend further from the line, rounding off cuts and drifting off his path. That's sort of odd. Oh, pro comp, you ready?
Uh-oh.
Jalen Polk, New Orleans Saints.
Oh, my God.
Put him on the board. Casey Concepcion, you hit the picture on the next page, so I have to go back to the first page. This is kind of out of order because Concepcion is considered a better prospect. First of all, Barthy, quickly, the Alabama kid.
Yeah, that's a weird comp for Jeremy Bernard, and it's Jeremy, which is
Jeremy?
Jeremy Bernard.
Jeremy?
Like a germ?
Like Zoe's seat after
yes.
he walks out of here?
Right, yeah,
It's
good.
Jeremy.
Very well done, Jeremy.
Toss me those handlers.
He actually reminds me, like the apex, the ceiling for that kind of player is Deebo Samuel. He does a little bit of everything. He does it all well. He's at his best after the catch. You can line him up all different positions. He's a fun player. I don't know after they signed Romeo Doubs how he fits into the picture. He's probably going to be a top 60 pick, but I like him. I think he can play.
Casey Concepcion, considered a first-round prospect, 2025 Paul Horning Award winner and a consensus All-American. Concepcion transitioned from NC State to become Texas A&M's premier offensive engine. A hyper-versatile weapon. His signature trait is elite after-the-catch explosiveness, leveraging natural vision and burst to transform routine grabs into chunk gains. He's a game-breaking return specialist, Mazz, with 2 punt return scores, providing immediate third-phase impact. What does that mean?
It.
Third-phase impact.
Special
teams.
Special teams impact.
Despite his build, he's 6'11", 190.
6'1", 190.
Yeah, 6'11".
5'11", I think.
Despite his build, 5'11", 190.
6'11".
Like Manute Bol out there.
They got Perk out there.
That would be a special kind of. Despite his build, he is a press man killer, utilizing advanced diamond releases. Barthy?
Love the diamond release.
What's the diamond release?
Has to do with the shape you're making with your feet, kind of like a diamond as you get off the line.
You just made that up. You just made that up on the fly.
I'm going to Google it.
He is a press man killer utilizing advanced diamond releases and sudden hand usage to displace physical corners at the line. Weaknesses, timing at the catch point is inconsistent, particularly over the middle where impending contact can trigger concentration drops. He occasionally struggles with fundamental pluck and secure mechanics. But what are your thoughts on this player, Barthy?
I think he can really play. I really do. His ability to get open, his ability to separate, his ability to win at the line of scrimmage, pull away after the catch. The 2 knocks on him are his size. He's a little bit smaller. That probably means he's going to have to play mostly inside at the next level. And his drop rate's a little higher than you'd like to see. And I know it's an if you change those 2 things, to me, he's a top 15 pick. I still don't think he makes it to 31 for the Patriots. I think somebody's going to take him. But it'd be great if him, Dobbs, and A.J. Brown as your 3 receivers in 11, I think you're really cooking with gas there.
Chase Roberts, BYU, just give me a thought.
UDFA, probably primary special teams guy. I think he's going to be a 25 or 26-year-old rookie.
Sucks and blows.
6'3", 6'4", and slow.
6'4", 210. Large outside wide out with impressive catch radius. Also an older prospect who served a full-time religious mission. So this is like in a COVID thing. It's like sometimes these BYU kids
Yeah, they go on a mission. Yeah.
The Mormon mission.
It's like 2 years, isn't it?
Correct. Does not have
25 or 26.
He does not have the snappiness or agility to get open. I just washed my hands, so I'm lacking a little traction there. He lacks the snappiness or agility to get open in the middle of the field after breaking on a route. Lacks short area twitch and is generally a stiff player.
No, that's nothing we want to be called.
I'd take out player and just say generally a stiff. This guy's considered a stiff. Put him on the board.
You want to break down on the diamond release?
Go ahead.
It's a technique used against press coverage. Barth is basically right. To get D-backs to flip their hips involves taking 3 hard diagonal steps towards the DB's outside shoulder to sell a vertical route before sharply breaking inside.
Good job, Barthy. put these guys on the board. One position left to go. 1 day left of the big board. Tomorrow we throw for quarterbacks, as they've been sniffing around that position, if you can believe it. So we'll be doing that tomorrow. We have a quick follow on the Vrabel statement from yesterday, right after Murray's 90-second update. No commercials.